Welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. In this session, we shall be talking about linear gradient. But before we do that, let's put all this together and see how we can define them in a single line. Just in a single line definition, all right? So maybe that would help us. Now, remember, we all had this, right? Let's try and add an extra one image 3, right? So let's go to our div and then copy this and then do this and then do image 3 and all right, so we just come to this point and then we can copy any of these guys and repeat, all right, and repeat. We just do 3. I think that's it, and then we change the image. I think I've got another image. I call it SM. I think that's okay. Now this is our image, all right. This is our image. This is our image. Let's make this one. Let's make the attachment, this image central attachment, to be scrollable. All right, so let's make this central attachment to be what? To be scrollable. That is image 2, right? Scroll. So you can see this image 2 is scrollable. This image 2 is what is scrollable. You can see it is not fixed. It is not fixed. Maybe you think I'm lying, so let's do this and then let's the last image be scrollable, right? So at this point, this is the image 3 is the one that is now scrollable. Image 2 is not scrollable anymore, right? Good. So you can play around this, all right, on your own. Now what I want to show you now is that it is possible to define these things on a single line, so I don't have to do all of them. So remember, we didn't do okay, thank you. This one has cover, so we can repeat, make sure that all of them has cover. Cover means that it is going to fill in. It's going to fill in, like there will be no space. It is going to fit into the entire space by itself, right? Good. So now I want to define all these things in a single row, and I want to do it for image 2. So what do? I do center. Make sure center is the first thing that comes. Never do cover before center. Center slash cover, all right? Any other thing can go any other way. So fixed. What else? Fixed, no repeats. No repeat. I think that's it. Fixed can come before repeat, and repeat can come before no repeat. But this center must come before cover. Now, having done this, I can go ahead and delete this because I've covered them, so I don't need them again. So check out my images. So see, everything still works as it's supposed to work. So that is how to define is this whole stuff, entire thing on a single line. All right, so having done that, let me quickly show you how to define linear gradient. All right, so let me highlight everything we've done here. Let me just highlight them, all of them. Let me highlight all of them, and then maybe we define let me highlight all of them, and then let me see. Thank you very much. So let us quickly create a small div. I already got a div here, so let me give this div a small box. All right, I think we should use this. Let me use this div. So let me give it a width of 300 pixel. All right, so let me give it a height of 300 pixel, and then let me give it a color of sorry, let me give it a background. All right, background. So now we are not doing background color, we're not doing background. Now what do we use linear gradient for? Linear gradient is used to define multiple colors. It is used to define multiple colors. So we've been used to defining a single color, one color, and we just want to define multiple colors now. So that is the effect of what linear gradient. So let's quickly do what. Let's use color value. You can use hex values. You can use check out this. Check out this. You can see you have multiple colors, right? You can do the blue thing. It's up to you. You can still add, you can add yellow. You can go ahead and add more. You can do purple. I know you'll be wondering, why are you seeing three boxes? Yes, you are seeing three boxes because we have three boxes here. So let me just highlight one, and then so we just have one, right? Good. So so you can still go ahead and do a whole lot of things. Orange. So I'm just using color value. You can use hex value still. You can use hex value. Now I can go ahead and do direction and change the direction. Normally, by default, a linear gradient would the direction is always from top to bottom. All right. So let's say I want to. You can define more than this. Any color you want, whatever it is you want, but you can use whatever thing you want. Let's say you don't want all this stuff and you want to do hex value. It's up to you. You want to do hex value, so you can actually do hex f1 f300, right? Right, good. So you can do f10000, right? Good. Check it out. Check it out. Two colors. So, but there's one beautiful thing you would note. I want you to pay attention to. One beautiful thing, very, very beautiful, was that you can actually choose the direction of you want this to go. Remember, it is the default direction is from red, is from top to bottom. So you can actually do to where, let's say to, let's do to the right, to the right, to the right. Sorry, please. Yeah, to the right, to the right, comma. You can see it has moved to the top, to the top. You can see to the bottom. You can see to the left. You can see to the top right. You can see. So these are the basic things you can actually achieve with these guides. All right. Now, this is not an in-depth tutorial on linear gradients. All right, there's actually more you can do. In fact, I can actually use this to ask you to define Nigerian flag, to build. You can design a Nigerian flag using this. Right, good. Now we can, like I said, we can also make a Nigerian flag. Let's give it a try and see if we can do that. So I'm going to convert this to green. All right, permit me to use this. So available on Visual Studio. So I'm going to make use of this, and I'm going to say I want this to be, let's say, 35%, and I want I don't want red anymore. I think I want white. I want white, FFF. I want it to be stop at 35%. Stop at 35%. 35%. And I am also going to call 35% again. I'm going to call this. Now let this start at let's say 60%. And then I am going to call green again. I'm going to call green again. Forgive me, I just want to demonstrate this to you. I'm going to call green again, but this time around I can say 60. I hope we're in. Okay, there's an error. So you have to be very, very careful. And then ensure there is no bug in your code. Now look at it. So let's change the direction, right? The direction to right. You can see, right? You can even use let's say 300-degree. You can use 180-degree. You can see all that, right? You can use 90 degree. So here we go. So this is how these things works, all right? That's how linear gradient work. You can combine multiple colors of your own choice. Now you can choose not to use the percentage, you can choose not to use the degree and all lot of that. You can choose to use RGB and all that. In fact, you can define RGB. Let's give it a trial and let's give it a trial. So let's say linear gradient. Let me do RGBA, right? Yeah, RGBA, and then I can define RGBA as many as I want, right? Good. And then let's say I want my first color to be black. Sorry, I'm not defining anything in particular. Then I want the alpha color to be 1.5, sorry, 0.50. Yes, sorry if I made a mistake already. Yeah, 0.50. And I want to also take the same thing and then put it inside here. Sorry, I had to do this because I don't want to make mistake with the commas and all that. Check out this. Right? Good. So I can actually change this to 770. All right. I can change this opacity to 85. So you can see as it is, it's already making sense. I can add more colors. I could add more colors, and I could do this, comma. I could change this to red 255, right? You can see that I can reduce the red to 145. I can add some green to it, some blue to it. All right, so you can do anything. I can change the direction to 115 degree. Like that is how it works. Now, beautifully, you can actually, now that you understand how gradient works, let us go back to our original work. I have my 3 images, right? Good. Let me save, and then let me come here and then remove this. Now that you know how gradient works, so let me undo this. Let me undo this, and then let me also undo this. So now you can combine linear gradients with your background image URL. Yes, so look at this. Look at this, right? I can combine linear gradients with this, right? I can do that. You get that? So remember I've done this definition. All right? So what is the next thing I can actually do? Sorry, I'm trying to make everything to be okay. So I can do linear gradient, right? Comma, to avoid error, because one of the ways, this is still the same, just trying to avoid errors. So I can do one of those, red, green. You can use X, you can use HSL, you can use RGBA, you can use RGB, whatever that is convenient for you. Please go ahead. I'm just trying to add color values so we could have some level playground. You can see the question is, somebody is saying, where is my image? I can't find my image. Beautiful. Let's play around it and see if we can get something nice. I want to use the RGBA to define this now. All right, I want to use the RGBA to do this definition so that I'll be able to RGBA, and then I want to do comma because I want to color RGBA, and then RGBA I want to do 0, 0, 0, 0 point let's say 3, and then I have 0, 0, 0, 0 point, let's do 1, right? You can see how this image is already giving me some nice colors. So let's assume I had this color of 120, You can see, you can see this, right? You can see. So this, there's no limit to what you can achieve with this, right? I can even turn this to to blue. Remember blue at 125. Let me just do 125. Yeah, you can see that, right? You can see that your image is still there, but you're already getting something very beautiful and very nice. And that's how cool it could be, right? Like, you don't have to stress yourself. Life is so easy. Mastery, you have to practice. Remember, until you practice you won't master. Make mistake, find errors. Now remember, I took my time to do this so that I won't make mistake. All right. You can even break it down more, drop it down more. All right. So you don't make mistake. Ensure you put all the commas where necessary. All right. So you'll be able to what? To get all the things you want without making any mistake. On that note, I want to say congratulations for understanding and for being part of this class. I know you now understand how to do the whole background thing, background repeat, background size, background position, attachment, and you know how to do linear gradients, and you know how to define all this whole thing in a single file, and you have also learned how to merge linear gradient alongside with what? With image, background image. All right. So on that note, this is a shorthand. On that note, I want to say thank you and God bless you. See you in the next class.